guys, I'm Jen. I'm with the Grand Forks Dog Training Club, and I'm excited to welcome you to class. I just wanted to talk real quick a little bit more about treating your dogs and some things that might help you make the next 6 weeks with us a little more successful. We use treats as a way to coincide good behaviors or mark good behaviors that we want our dog to do. So we will explain a little bit more about using marker words such as yes or good. But the word coincide with that treat really communicates with the dog that this is a behavior that we want you to do. A lot of you can reward a lot of different ways. You certainly can bring food, a food item, or maybe you're a toy fan. If your dog gets excited about a toy, we can certainly go over ways that you can make that work for you while you're training. Now, I know a lot of people, when they come to class, are really big fans of using Kibble. Kibble can work really well at home. But sometimes when you walk into class with your dog and there's 12 other people or 12 other dogs in that room, suddenly this Kibble becomes a lot less interesting. And so I want to talk to you a little bit more about value. I like to use money and kind of put a value based on that. So I might be more inclined to do something for $5, or maybe I'm more inclined to do it for $20. So what I want you guys to do is to figure out what your dog's value system is, and in your head you can put money to it if it helps you sort of connect what that value means. So for my dog, Kibble is pretty low on the tree. They get it every day. They get it every day for, I do morning feedings, evening feedings, very boring, very blah. This is not going to be the most effective treat for me. If I'm actually trying to train, it's perfectly fine at home, but the moment I walk into the club and there's all these exciting things that are going on, this means almost nothing. So I'm going to put the lowest value that I have on that. Now, you guys can certainly use any brand you want. These are just trainer treats. This would be a salmon flavor, woohoo. It just provides something a little different that when you're marking a behavior that you want, the dog's going to go, that's a new taste. That's something interesting. I kind of like that. So for me and my dogs, this is our $5 treat. So a little bit more valuable than my basic Kibble. Let's say I'm training my dog and the dog's not responding well, getting a little distracted maybe by the cute little poodle next door, really does not want to engage with me. This is where I kind of start to pull out the big guns. So for my dogs, they love freeze-dried. So this one I just picked up. This is a wild-caught, also salmon flavor. Freeze-dried can come in all different flavors, but you can get lamb, salmon, all sorts of neat stuff. So I certainly encourage you to check that out. It's a little bit of a crumble, so when you break it, you can make them into much, much smaller treatable pieces, and I can even break it up further than that. These are really great, though. You can't smell them, but they smell like stinky fish, and to a dog, that's pretty awesome. So for my dog, we'll go ahead and slap that $10 on there. So for me, one of the top value things that I can use with my dog is cheese. They love cheese. I can use this either in its stick form. I can break it up into chunks, into little slivers, or alternatively, if you're really good at planning ahead of time, which I'm not, you can actually start to cut them and create these nice little discs of cheese. And I can even cut that in half again, creating a very small, tiny little piece of cheese that fits nicely in my cheese bag, my treat bag, and I can use that as one of my higher value treats. So for me, I'm putting this pretty close to the top. I have a $20 on it here. So that's one of the high value rewards for my dogs. Again, this can vary dog to dog. Lastly, with my dogs, anytime I bring any kind of meat to the game, I have a lot of attention, a lot of focus, and I can change things up. Maybe I'm working on something a little more challenging, requires a little more brain work. This is something I'll pull out towards the end of that when I'm really trying to work on something that maybe requires a little bit more muscle memory. So for me, I'm going to slap the $25 on that. And there you have it. This is my personal range. So we have the high-end meat. This can be a hot dog. You don't even have to use the meat that I'm using. I've got some hamburger in here. It's frozen. I cook it up, freeze it up, and then I'll pull it out. I have my freeze-dried. Again, this is going down range. I've got my Zooks, which are fantastic. And then I have my Kibble. And again, I really don't think you're going to get too much of a response in class with the Kibble. That's just been my personal experience. Again, it's something I get every day, or the dog gets every day. So why would I bother working for that? I get it all the time. It's kind of boring. So I really encourage you, bring some really good treats to class. You're going to find you're going to be able to beat some of those distractions that are going to occur when the other dogs are in the room with you. I know one of the common questions we get in class are, my dog has allergies. I really encourage you, talk to your vet. You might be able to find an option that would work with your dog's allergies. Actually, one of my dogs had a pretty severe, we were trying to figure out skin issue, and so we had her on a salmon only diet, and working with the vet, we were able to find an option that worked within the confines of that diet. Another one we get is, I don't want my dog to get fat. People sometimes don't want to treat their dogs because they're really worried that their dog is going to get overweight. We really encourage you, bring a hungry dog to class. Don't feed your dog right before class. If you know you have class coming up, you can maybe only feed them half of what they normally get. That way they're hungry when they come to class and they're maybe a little more inclined to work for you. You definitely don't have to feed your dog the full amount and then later withhold treats. We'd much rather have you not feed the full amount and have that dog supplement their normal diet, maybe with whatever they're getting in class. We'll talk more about this, but I certainly encourage you guys. I look forward to meeting you, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.